Welcome back. This is Suzanne from Hairdo Salon. I'm coming at you with one more curling tutorial for short hair. Today I'm going to be working on a bob, and I'm going to utilize a lot of the techniques that I've already covered in some of my previous videos, so there's nothing new here to show. It's just what kind of hair type are we working on and what tools do we need to get us where we need to go. So I'm going to start out by doing some of the triple barrel looks that I do with my flat iron. You can certainly use a triple barrel to also get these same looks. Just remember that when the hair is hot, it can be manipulated. You can see these first couple of curls I do are pretty stinking bouncy. And so I do have to go in there and manipulate them a little bit, kind of smash them down, tug on them when they're warm, because you can change the shape of the curls. Just remember that anytime you're using heat for curling, when that hair is hot, you can manipulate it. You can change it. You can stretch it. You can tug on it. You can have smashing it here. But they were just real bouncy, so I'm just kind of playing with them. I do like to end this technique with the hair flipping out on the ends. I think that's a little bit sassier, a little bit more fun. It looks better, I think, with the curling technique we're going to use on the top. But again, you can do either one. When the hair is a little bit longer, I don't mind having it end the other direction, going under, some of them out. When it's short, though, I really do prefer to do all of them out. So you can see I'm just using my wrist, and I'm over-exaggerating that flat iron right here real quick. Let's see. I'm going to grab the hair. We're going to over-exaggerate down, up, down, and then up. And that's going to give me the look that we're trying to go for. As you can see, it's just a cute little mimic of a triple barrel. And I'm just going to keep doing this up the head until I've got a section that's going to be just right for a curling iron. So we're going to use a curling iron to finish the top section of this hair. So I'm again down, up, until my section is just about right for a curling iron, which I think is now. And she's got a side part here. So this side, we're going to do a lot more of the triple barrel mocking underneath because there's more hair. And when we get to the other side, I think I only do 2 sections with that because we get to the correct size for a curling iron a lot quicker because we have less hair. So here you can see I over direct that hair forward and I line my curling up with the hairline. And then once I get the hair in the curling iron, I do turn it to be parallel to the ground. And then I just kind of rotate my wrist back as if you just grabbed your hair and were twisting it around your finger. Oh, pick up the comb I dropped. But it's literally line that curling iron up along the hairline. And then you can rotate the curling iron down to be parallel to the ground. You don't have to. It's just something I like to do. And these first few, I do over direct forward. That's going to make that hair a little bit swoopier around the face, a little sexy swoop over the eye. So line it up with the hairline. And then once the hair's in, you can see I rotate to be parallel to the ground. And then a couple rotations. And then I tug on it. I pull it, I reshape it, I tweak it. I do whatever I want to do when it's hot because that's when I can manipulate that curl. As I move back, I start to get more on base. I don't over direct as much because when I get to the back of the head, I want them all on base. I don't want any over direction anymore. So here you can see I didn't over direct near as much. And again, a little rotate and tug, pull, stretch, whatever you want to do, whatever shape you want that curl to take. That's when you need to put that in. So as long as the hair is hot and you manipulate it, when it cools down, that is the shape that the curl is going to take. So you can change almost anything by manipulating it when it's hot. All right, and I do like to kind of pull the ends a little bit straighter to keep that from being so bouncy on the ends because this is short hair and that does mean that it's going to have a tendency to be a little bit bigger, have a little bit more bounce. So now we're going to switch back to that triple barrel. Going to go a little faster here because it's the exact same thing we did on the other side. And I do just do the 2 sections. So over direct, up, down, up, down. So the ends are flicking out, and I'm going to switch to the curling iron because that little section that's left is just the right size for my curling iron. Going to line my curling iron up with the hairline and over direct that forward. And then we're going to rotate the hair back away from the face. Going to change the curling iron to face the ground. Little rotations back. And I'm going to manipulate that hair while it's hot to put in the shape that I want. And I'm loosening it here. I'm kind of stretching that curl out is what I'm actually kind of doing here. Just to get it to kind of cover more area and be a little bit looser because the hair is short. So I think I go into slow motion here. There you go. See, this is what I'm doing. Kind of just pulling the top and the bottom, separating them a little bit. So I bring that curl up a little higher on the head and a little flatter on the ends. And we're going to keep going back. Again, now I'm going to not direct forward so much. I'm going to be more on base, stretching that hair out, making it set the way I want it to set. And do one more here, and then we're going to move to the back of the head. All these techniques I do cover in all my other videos. So this is just a repeat of what I'm doing. It's just on a shorter head of hair. It's just what I would do to tweak it, to make it work with something short. And the back of this hair is really quite short. It's actually too short for what I wanted. And my rule of thumb is if you can't curl it, don't curl it. So if it doesn't reach, don't even worry about it. So I'm going to kind of mock a couple little triple barrels, but I'm literally just going down and up because there's not enough hair. I'll do that until I get hair that's long enough to curl. Right here, I mimic the beach wave motion with the flat iron because the flat iron will hold the hair, hold shorter hair. It's easier to curl shorter hair when you do have a flat iron. And again, just mimicking that down and up here. I twist this guy, pull him out, make that end a little looser, and then tug on that one because the flat iron does make the curls tighter than the curling iron does. So I think we'll do one more row, kind of mimicking that triple barrel for a minute, and then we're going to switch to the curling iron on the top. But again, the hair is really short. As long as you have some movement in there, you can almost kind of fake anything. So do a couple more here, and then you'll see in just a minute, I don't like what I've done. The layers got longer here on this section all of a sudden, and so that triple barrel was just kind of looked like strings poking out the back. So I pick them back up, and I change gears, and instead I'm going to now curl that because the ends were just too straight, too sticky-outy. So I'm going to switch to the curling iron now to finish this little last section on the hair. And it's shorter layers, so don't go crazy. Don't try to do 5,000 rotations. Like I'm getting one, maybe 1.5. And then pull it out, stretch it. Put it where you want it to be and let it cool down. Whatever you do, whenever you put curls in the hair like this, you have to let those completely cool before you mess with them. Because if you mess with them when they're hot, if you start to rake through and you know, comb it or brush it or anything like that, you're going to pull too much of that curl out. So I've just got this little bit of hair left, just again, curling what I can, not worrying too much about it. Here's my last one. And then I do let it completely cool down before I run my hands through it. Now, you don't see me letting it cool down because I did skip that section because it's not very exciting to watch me just stand there. So I've placed everything, going to let it cool. And then I'm actually going to get a little bit of oil. This mannequin head, you can tell that she'd been styled and curled 20 times and her hair was a little rough. Oh, and I get all artsy here. You guys, this is my artsy side. But I put in a little oil in my hands and I'm just literally going to rake through this. Going to kind of manipulate it, pull on it, tug on it. I actually take the mannequin head off the stand and shake it a little bit. But here's my final effect, and I hope you like it.